Okay, so welcome everybody. Lovely to have you here with me to bring in a bit of light into the world. So we're going to do Tonglen, and we'll just work with it really intuitively. So let's just start by bringing our attention to our physical vehicle first, and take a nice deep breath in. And a sigh out. And again, deep breath in. And a sigh out. Lovely. And once more. Lovely. So just sort of scanning through the body, noticing where the body vehicle is holding a little bit of tension, and let's rotate the head, relax the jaw, and just work with the breath. And as you move the head from side to side, keep the eyes closed and really concentrate on the experience of the internal landscape. So we're closing off those external stimulations and moving inwards. Lovely. Drop the chin down and let's gently circle. Notice if your body wants to sigh out, just let that happen naturally. So remember, this is just part of the natural response of the nervous system to release energy that's no longer serving us. Change directions. Lovely. Bring the hands to the shoulders. Let's draw a big circle. And again. Change directions. Lovely. Now we're just going to open the heart energy on the side area. So bring one arm up, don't mind which one. Just let it come behind the head and just stretch over. So I don't want you to go, really deep. We're not working with asana as such. We're just bringing our attention to the lungs. So breathe deep. Just feel it stretching the intercostal muscles. Good. Now let's shift our awareness to the light within us, to the back of the body slightly, and tilt the elbow forward. So you're now focusing on the back ribs on the side that you're stretching. Good. Now lift the gaze up slightly, focus on the front edge of the ribs. Just breathing out any heaviness at the heart. And again. And one more. Lovely. And let's go the other way. So just work with the other side. Arm comes up. Just think about the side of the body first. You might want to yawn. That's also a way of releasing trapped energy. Good. Now let that elbow tilt forwards a little bit, but shift your attention to the back ribs. Good. Now open the heart space, take the elbow back. Lovely. Back up to centre. Let's bring the hands back to the shoulders. Inhale to the left, exhale to the right. So just start off slowly, eyes closed. We'll build up that speed. Lovely, come back to centre, elbows together, nice deep breath in. Lovely. Relax the jaw. Let's bring the hands together in a meditation mudra. So you can either bring left hand into the right, right into the left, whichever feels. So left is feminine, right is masculine. Whichever side you want to be dominant. And just becoming aware of the natural breath. So just going to start with some humming to soothe into the vagus nerve. So we're going to keep the hands where they are rather than put them in our ears. But I want you to visualize the vagus nerve so we know that energy follows thought. So we're going to take our attention from the start of the hum, from the base of the brain. We're going to pour it down through the body into the lungs, into the heart, into the visceral organs. So we're just vibrating, releasing from that area. So take a breath in. Just resting, being aware of the silence after the sound. So just bring your attention into the heart space and allow these codes to come into the heart, and then they will either just pass through you or they will work for you. So just feeling the vibration of them rather than trying to analyze them. So focusing on the heart. Yinisyono ototoquania, irbitikisiana no shonototoquana, ikreanianasya atakaria, hushanotuktukurotoqua, ibritikisianana atakarianaha, iritukushino tushino tutotoqua, ibritiki no shonototoquayananaha, irotutsushino noanaha, ikretikisiananaha, ibritikisyono no tutushino no totoqua. Just breathe them in. I want you to bring your hands into Sukham Pranayama. So I want you to bring the right hand so the thumb touches the little finger and the middle finger. So you've got the index finger and the ring finger sticking up. And then on the left hand, bring the thumb to the ring finger nail and press it quite hard. Now breathe it in for 4. And out for 4. And keep going. As you keep the breath nice and balanced, you might find that you want to increase the count, so you're slowing the brain down. We're just going to keep it at Sukha Pranayama, so in for the same amount of time that you breathe out. So maybe moving to 5 or 6. Just visualizing the exhalation is like a river of energy, removing stress from the body's systems. And I've just got some codes coming in to release stress from your systems. So just connect to my heart and just allow them to flow into you. So this is to remove build-up of stress. Nini itikisiana atututukuru utukutukuana aparata kesiana atikikikusiano ututukwa ikarata kasiana atatatakariana nata ibritikisiano nutushano tutua ikikaria takasiana nanatatake ibritikisiano nushano tututukwa rabatakisiana nashana tatatake. Just breathe them in, let them soothe the body's system. Lovely, release the mudra. Going to connect to heart energy. So Hidreya mudra, bring the index finger into the fleshy part of the thumb. Bring the thumb to the middle two fingers, little finger just sticking out. So thumb into that fleshy part next to your fingers touch. Hands rest, so this will activate heart energy. As soon as you breathe in, feel that attention moves directly into Anahata chakra. And start to visualize a tiny point of light within you. And although this light is very tiny, it's incredibly bright, so it's starting to illuminate the whole of the heart space. Imagine the body's rather like a lighthouse, with the heart space being where that lantern is. And it's starting to really shine outwards, 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 outwards into the world all around. It's not just the front, but all the way around, expanding. This beautiful golden white light expanding, filling the body, going beyond the body. Just feel that connection to the light within you, the recognition of the true self. And I have a sense of this light connecting all of us. Now let's start to move directly into Tonglen. So as you focus on this light, which is eternal and indestructible, we're going to give the breath some texture. So as you inhale, you draw in a cloudy light, inhaling like a greyy, smoky colour. Feel it just be transformed by the light. So the light isn't touched by it, it's just totally transformed. And the light expands. And as you exhale, you send out the light. So all this suffering that we start to breathe in, or we could, rather than calling it suffering, we could call it a heavier energy frequency. All it's doing is we're just using it like fuel on a fire. Just feeling the heart space expand. Transforming, alchemizing the heavier energy. Lovely. Now I want you to start to focus on yourself first. So remember, we cannot give from an empty cup. So we're going to work with our own suffering or those denser energies that hold us back from our true self, being able to express our true capacity from that place of light. So just focusing. Focusing on the light at the heart. Just being aware of any tensions in the physical body, emotional tension, physical tension, mental tension. Recognizing that denser energy. And sometimes we label it as suffering. Just being aware of the energy. It's just energy. Draw it into the light as you breathe in. Let the light absorb it. And exhaling. Just feeling it dissolve. Being incorporated into that light, which is the light of love and compassion for self. And just feel it getting bigger and bigger and bigger. We're just opening this light, dissolving any heaviness within us. Try thinking a smile without actually smiling, just noticing the subtle vibrational change that that thought brings. Noticing any change in energy within yourself, maybe a sense of being more expansive, perhaps a sense of feeling lighter. It's releasing any heaviness that we're carrying at the heart. Lovely. Now let's do 3 more breaths for ourselves. So really focus, keep the attention on yourself. Now that inhalation, gather in any heaviness, any perceived suffering. And as you exhale, let it just be absorbed into the light. Lovely. Now let's shift our attention to a loved one. So somebody that you find it really easy to be with. So a loved one could be a friend, could be somebody in the family, could be a child, whoever comes to mind. So notice how the mind may flick from, you might immediately find somebody you want to work with, or maybe 1 or 2 people. So each time you find the person, oh, we've got a visitor. It's my dog. She's breathing a bit heavily. Shh, quietly. So each time you find a person, bring that person into the heart space rather than in the head, and let your attention focus on them, then bring the other person in. And it might be that the heart tells you which person you need to work with. It may be that actually you can hold them all at the same time, and that's fine too. So start to see this person. Start to really visualize them. And be aware of their suffering and how it shows within the physical body, how it shows emotionally and mentally. And we often see that suffering shown on the face. Also, we often see it in posture. So just noticing any heaviness with this person. And when you're ready, take yourself to sit near them. Be aware of the suffering in all its forms. Be aware of your open heart and the light there. And as you inhale, draw the suffering towards the light. Let the light shine. Let it expand. And let it dissolve that heavy energy and bring it into the light, which is a higher vibration. Be aware of a sense of yourself expanding. So your awareness of the light, your true self, is expanding beyond the physical body. Inhaling and exhaling, sending out that light of love and compassion to the person or people that you're working with. It's really focusing on their body and the subtle changes that are happening as you exchange the energy and bring it into the light. Just keep focusing. For that expansion of the light. Now let's focus for 5 really well focused breaths, feeling the energy flowing between you and them. Allowing your heart energy all around the heart space, front, side and back, to be expansive and open, vibrating with compassion, kindness, forgiveness. Just a couple more breaths. Now really see that person feeling better, feeling a sense of freedom and being able to move forwards, feeling empowered to help themselves. Lovely. Now let's start to work with somebody who we find it difficult to be with. So remember, this particular part of the practice can be the most difficult, and it's also often the part where the ego gets more involved because of the hurt and discomfort that we sometimes feel around certain people. But it's the ego reaction. So try to let go of that and feel that connection to all beings. So bring to mind somebody who you find it difficult to be with. And again, take your time. And then when you're ready, really start to visualize the person. And within that visualization, be aware of the behavior or the dialogue that you find challenging to be around. And when you start to become aware of that, notice the response of your own body. So remember, the body holds all the ego clinging. So just see if you can let go of any tension that comes into you. And we're just connecting to that person, continuing to expand our light. And when you feel ready, recognizing this person's behavior as an expression of their suffering. Or it could be an expression of your own suffering because it's a reaction that you have that is perhaps a pattern. So just noticing all that's present. And when you're ready, breathing in the suffering in all its forms, physical, emotional, mental, of this person. Feel how it just acts as fuel. All it does is expand the light. And we send out the light and we allow it to completely engulf this person. So it lifts their vibrational energy and transforms the heaviness. Just continuing to focus. So just a sense of understanding from another's point of view, how suffering manifests, how it shows itself, how we react. Setting healthy boundaries. Forgiveness of self and other. And just feeling the openness of the heart and that lightness. Just a few more breaths with this person, really focusing on almost a sense of understanding the behaviour and your reaction to it. And being able to make a really heartfelt, intuitive decision about the relationship. Any boundaries that you put in place for yourself, just noticing. Lovely, one more breath. Lovely, now let's work with a familiar stranger. So somebody who you can recognise but don't know. You may know their first name, but you don't really know anything about them. Maybe it's just somebody you say hello to or acknowledge in a shop or when you're out on a walk. Just becoming aware of somebody, let them come to mind and then into the heart. And be aware of how the suffering shows upon the body and the face, physically, emotionally, mentally. And when you're ready, just breathing in that suffering. Feel it as a heavier energy that is just allowed to be dissolved into the light and be transmuted into this much higher vibrational frequency. And then exhale the light. Feel your own light expanding way beyond the physical body now. Just a few more breaths. Well, now let's move on to each other. So just be aware of everybody here present, whether in this present moment or in a future moment if you're watching at another time. And just making that connection to one another. Imagine us sitting in a huge circle and our light connecting to create a huge circle of light together. And just allowing our own light to amplify with each other. And allowing us to breathe in any heaviness of energy, any suffering. And sending out light to each other. So that sense of this huge circle expanding. We're going to expand our attention out to encompass our neighbours, our community, a village, town, city that you may live in. Just feel the heart space pushing outwards and the intelligence of the heart space like a huge searchlight that's just expanding, 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 and it's starting to encompass the whole of Europe, the whole of the globe. We're just pouring outwards, 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 outwards until our awareness is focused on the whole of Earth, and it's focused on all beings. So all humans, all beings, animals, insects, the creatures of the sea and the land itself, the sea itself, and Gaia, Mother Earth, which is sentient. Just holding all in the heart, in the light, breathing in any suffering, any heavy energy, let it be transmuted by the light at the heart space. A sense of the light clearing past actions, resetting the systems of the earth. Bringing in peace, understanding, compassion. And a few more really well focused breath into the whole of the world. Feel ourselves connected, holding this space for all beings. Be aware of the plants, the trees, everything that exists. being held in this space of light. Inisinu tutukushinu anaha, urabatukushino no toshino totukwana inanasia, tatakaria yanana shono tutukuru utukuru wanaha, hibritiki yanana shotutukuru. Feel the amplification of the light through love. Two more breaths. Lovely. Now bring your attention back close in now towards the source of the light at the heart space. Be aware of this light observing the physical body, observing the breath, observing any emotions, observing any thoughts, but recognizing itself. Just place one hand to the heart. Just be aware of that energy at the heart space. So these are ancestral clearing codes that are coming in. Hiritakasyana tatakareneanaha he siono toro uru 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 hewa ye hewa ye hewa ye hewa ye hewa ye Sinoshono totokoaye, yo 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 yo. Just feel the calm. Feel that presence of the heart space. Know it to be the true self. Bring the hands together. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. And down through the midline. And namaste. Thank you for joining me.